So for a really long time, I've really wanted to do a tier list on this second channel just because they seem fun, but I never really knew what to make a tier list about. But you know me, I'm a Minecrafter dude, and the new Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update got released recently. Well, part 1 anyway. You know, I thought what might be cool is to get a whole list of the different changes that they made in this update and kind of just give my opinion on them and go through and chuck them in a tier list. So yeah, that's what this is. Okay, so first things first, we have amethyst. And first off, I should note that this represents all amethyst, so all amethyst blocks as well as the clusters and just amethyst in general and what it means to the game of Minecraft. To be honest, I don't think I really like it. Amethyst gives off this kind of feeling that it's like rare and kind of hard to find, but at the same time it's not too rare. But then you find it and it's not really that exciting because it has no purpose. You can mine the clusters and you get the amethyst shards. All they can be used for, to my knowledge, is to make a telescope and also just to make more amethyst blocks, which you'd be better off just mining the amethyst blocks around you. The positives of amethyst is that it's a good looking block, like purple, so bright and vibrant. I'm sure it could have some good use for like building and stuff, but in general, I don't think it was really necessary and I don't think it adds heaps to the game. So yeah, look, I'm giving it a C. But now moving on to something I do like, the axolotl. That's going straight in S tier. This update may as well be called the axolotl update. This is just pretty much the whole focus and all anyone really cares about with this update, at least from what I've seen. This mob is so adorable, and so it's a little strange of a mob, but I like how they've given it like quite a cool like purpose and like gameplay. They will give you regeneration if you help them out with a battle, and also they have a bunch of cool like behaviors and all the different colors, and they're just like a super interesting like mob. Yeah, axolotls S tier, easy. Up next is candles. Candles are a weird one because I do think they will be good for like decoration. They're a cool, unique building block, but who was asking for candles? No one was asking for candles, but I do like how you can color them. You can get all 16 colors. I think candles will definitely be good for building. I'm not much of an interior builder myself. I probably won't use much of them, but I think candles are a solid addition. I'm going to leave them in B. B for good. Copper. Now this block represents all of copper, just copper being in the game in general. Again, kind of like the amethyst, I'm not really a fan. Like, I don't know why they had to add this ore because it has 2-3 purposes. With copper, you can make the lightning rod, you can make copper blocks, and you can make the telescope. So pretty much they've just added a new ore for a new building block. And I guess it is kind of cool with like the oxidization, but in my mind, copper is just another ore that's just like going to get in the way when you're trying to go mining. It's just going to fill up your inventory if you mine it. I guess you could just not mine it. But what would be good is in future updates, if they give these blocks some more uses, put copper in more recipes so you actually want to mine it. Although I do like the idea of the lightning rod. I feel like that could have some cool uses, like the ability to control lightning. I just feel there's just not enough. So it's going to C. Right next to amethyst. Next up is the deep slate, the deep slate block, which is a new kind of like cobblestone, like stone block that you find underground in the deeper layers, and it is insane. Like the amount of new blocks that this block has brought in, it's kind of ridiculous. It kind of makes no sense. There's like bricks, there's walls, there's stairs, there's everything, and there's like 4 different types of deep slate. I guess that's the same with stone actually. You got stone bricks, cobblestone. Oh, okay, yeah, I think it's just the same as stone. But in general, I do like it. I think it is a cool looking block. It'll be great for builds. It does make like the underground feel a lot cooler, having like different blocks and textures around, especially as you go deeper, you find different blocks. So deep slate, it's an A. It's an A for me. All right, next up is the dripstone. I feel like it's a cool block. It's interesting. It's the dripstone like spikes, I feel like are a lot cooler than the block. Obviously, the block is just the plain brown. We weren't really missing any like brown stone blocks. But in terms of like cave feel, I feel like it only makes sense like to add stalagmites, stalactites. There's gonna be so much cool stuff you can do with these. So I'm pretty sure if you jump on them, you take damage, which is cool. Maybe it could be used in like parkour maps. You're jumping over a pit of spikes. Like, this block is interesting, and I feel it fits and it makes sense. I'm giving it an A. I'm giving it another A. The glow lichen. Glow lichen. Little glowing vines. For me, in the way I play Minecraft, these don't really affect me because I play with my brightness at an unnatural level all the way up so you guys can see what's going on in the videos. But I feel like these are quite cool when you're in like a dark cave and there's these little vines that emit light and just kind of bring more life to the caves. So I feel they do have a purpose, although being gross and ugly. So I don't know where to put them though, because it is just a vine. They're not used in like crafting or anything. So for that, it has to be a C. All right, controversy. We now have the glow squid. D. Enough said. And now we have the goat. Now, goats, I feel like goats are not finished. They've released this update, but it doesn't feel like an update because goats, they can't be finished. For one, you kill them, they drop nothing. So what's the point? Why are they there? The whole thing in the trailer, their whole selling point is that they like headbutt everything and ram everything. So I thought they were going to be like a hostile mob. And I thought, okay, that could be kind of interesting. Like a farm animal that will attack you, but it doesn't attack you, like ever. So the goat does have some cool behaviors, like it'll jump really high, very rarely. All you can do with it is you can milk it. That's it. Make it at least be something that you want to farm and not just completely ignore. Yeah, I was actually really upset with the goats. I'm giving it a D. Screw it. All right, and this gold block here represents just the ores changing in general. One of the biggest controversies with this update is RIP to the old textures. And this may be a little controversial, but I don't think it's that bad. People are only upset with the ore textures changing because humans hate change. But I feel in a few updates time, or once we get used to it, we're gonna look back on all the old textures being all the same color. I mean, all the same shape. Think about that. Every ore is just the exact same, just a different hue, different color. I think it's really good that they changed it and made every ore unique. And I think most of the reason for that was for, you know, like colorblind gamers. Pretty pog, you know, helping out colorblind people. That begs the question. I like it. I think an A. I can't give it an S. Actually, can I give it an S? I do like it. Yeah, I'm giving it an S. All textures have my vote. It's about time. That's all I have to say. It's about time. All right, next up is the like lush cave blocks. Now this is kind of controversial because in this version of the update, they haven't actually made it so lush caves can spawn in your world, but you can still get these blocks in your world. The only way to do that is through wandering traders. So that's just stupid. But in general, the blocks are cool. You've got the moss blocks, you've got like the bushes, the glow berries. But the most important block out of this category is the drip leaf. Everybody seems to like the drip leaf. You know, a cool new mechanic in a game. Ooh, block that fall away when you stand on it too long. So people are vibing with this. But drip leaf aside, I actually really like the idea of lush caves. So when the caves are finally here, I'm going to be stoked. But unfortunately, the lush caves do not exist yet. And these blocks are pretty hard to get your hands on at this current point in time. So they're pretty much pointless in the update. It's getting a D. Next up is powdered snow. Now this one, again, kind of annoying to get. So it brings this new feature where you can stand in the block and it like makes you cold, but I don't really get the purpose. I'm sure it'll actually end up having some sort of purpose in mob farms or something, but it's such a pain to get. So these blocks don't spawn naturally in the world as far as I know. You have to collect them with cauldrons in an area that's snowing. That's so painful and it's very slow too. But the cool thing is now you can do MLG snow buckets in the nether. That's like the best thing about it. But in terms of like the whole game in general and like what this means for like playing Minecraft, I feel like it's not going to change your experience at all. You could just never really do anything with powdered snow. You could just ignore the block. I really don't like this update. I have like nothing but bad things to say. It's got to get a C from me. It's got to get a C. Right, next up is the raw materials. So now, if you didn't know, when you mine iron and gold and the copper, you get this item called raw iron or raw gold instead of like iron ore, which was just the block. And I like this. I feel like this does make sense for the game. Why were you mining diamonds and a diamond would drop, but then you mine for iron and you just end up with this entire block? And also the best thing about it is you can now use fortune on iron and fortune on gold and you can get a lot. I like this change. This is hype. And I'm considering, I think I think just A. The tier list thing for this is actually so hard because it's just like whether I think the changes are good or not. So all S and A's could pretty much just be one category, and all C's and D's could pretty much just be one category. Okay, next one up. This one's kind of funny. The spyglass, the telescope. Such a weird thing for them to add because I feel Mojang just saw that everyone just uses Optifine anyway, and Optifine has its own zoom feature, which is super helpful. So then they wanted to add it to the game, but they did it with a telescope, and then they made it so your field of view when you use it is like super tiny and you've got pixels all over your screen. You may as well just download Optifine. Saying that, I actually had a lot of fun in my most recent video where I tried out the update for the first time. I had a lot of fun with this item. It's very gimmicky. It's just fun, and I feel like it could have some great use for like role play on the Dream SMP and just like multiplayer, like playing with your friends. And it actually is helpful. If you don't have Optifine and you have this thing, it actually does help out a lot. But this item alone gives a purpose for Amethyst and Copper because you need both of those items to craft it. And for that, it's got to be a B. And that brings us to the final change on this list, which is a new block. It's the TUFF block. And all I really have to say about this is best change ever. TUFF block for life. I'm so glad they added yet another stone underground that has no recipes. Will just fill up your inventory as you're trying to strip mine. Anyway, that's my tier list for this update. I don't know. Let me try and just go over it. Is there anything I want to change? Okay, I feel like I was too harsh on the goats. I can't have the goats next to a glow squid because the goats are better than the glow squid. I think I'm going to promote goats to a B. To a C. And actually the glow lichen I'm promoting to B. I know it's kind of like a gross block, but I do like what it does to the caves. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. That's my tier list. And look, this is just my opinion, and I encourage you to have your own opinion. So please tell me what you like and don't like about this update in the comments below, and even tweet me out your own tier list if you want. This didn't really make sense. Cheers.